Everyone, is Björn from Earthhaven, and today the topic is also Earthhaven and schooling children. Now, education is one of the most important things in this world after basic needs. If a child does not have basic needs, they cannot focus and learn. If a child doesn't have a secure home, food, water, clothing, and caring people around them, then education becomes very difficult. Then their mind is focused on survival and not on expansion, creation, educating themselves. So when we look at Earthhaven communities, you will have different sizes of Earthhaven communities. You will have communities that are on a couple of acres, and you'll have Earthhaven communities that are on a couple of thousands of hectares. So you will have big and small communities. The small communities will be closely connected to the actual cities and towns, and they will be on small holdings, small farms, and so forth. They will have 30, 40, 50 people living on it, and those will be families. Those will be people with children. Now there will be, according to each country and depending on what's available, we are aiming for unschooling, and that means the child will learn at home. And that means they will also have the best education available to them. Because Earthhaven community is about setting up facilities, educational facilities and educational playgrounds and everything that is needed for a child to interact with nature. Besides the practical real life stuff, like if you live in a community that's about self-sustainability, you have so much that a child can just interact with on a daily basis from as early on as they can crawl and walk, that they will naturally learn about everything from everyone on the community. Everyone becomes a teacher in this community, and a child will learn scientific, mathematical, mechanical, practical, agricultural. They learn everything just through the environment they live in. They will learn the words, they will learn the ways, and most importantly, they will learn how to actually do it and see how it's done, because it will be done on the community real time. Besides just like in school, you see a textbook and you read about textbook, and then you have to wait many years, and then you can go study it, and then for years you have to apprentice and learn. You will get everything from an early age on, which is most important, because in the first 7 years of a child's life, they absorb on a quantum physical time everything extremely fast. And this is when you want them to have the most possible interactions with a variety of everything. And this happens naturally. Then you will have obviously the internet and the facilities that we set up where the child can actually find the material, the books and exams and things, and they can write it and they can test themselves and they can see how they go, and they can find university materials and research, and they can go through everything on the community. If the country they're within allows this, this is the other issue and problem that also has to be looked at. What's available. If that's not available, the child will still have to be sent to a local school which will be supporting the child, but the child will still in their time when they come home have all of this extra education happening at home, which is the community setup. And the best interaction you can have for a child is a variety of different people, because you have a mechanic, you have a doctor, you have a guy that's good with work, carpenter, you have a builder, a masonry. You have so many different people that a child can learn from instantly in the community, regardless if they have to go to school or learn in the community. Obviously, it's more effective if the child has to learn right in the community from the get-go and just become an effective human being. But interacting with a lot of different adults is very important for a child, because adults have the experience, adults have the knowledge, and adults have the ways of explaining and giving information to the child, and it's their passion. It's what they are good in. They are focused on that one thing, and the child is learning from that person with that passion, with that understanding. Where teachers for example, in class, they just stand there. They don't actually have the actual experience. They just have the knowledge, information. So this is a paradigm shift in education that needs to happen, where the community is the school, the community is the learning center, the community is the child's quantum physical learning center. And everything these days are available online, and everything is available for us to have access to the system out there, and to still get access to the system that is required for children to enter the system if they would like to enter the system. But hopefully Earth Haven communities are so awesome they'll never want to enter the system, but be part of this new paradigm shift that will change the world in the long run. So that's on education, where parents are also available to the child in the communities 24/7, such as my own experience with my child. And the child has that interaction of not just, there's no father missing, there's no mother missing, there's always people, there's always male and female figures, there's always expressions that the child learn from and take on, and everyone can closely observe and see the child develop and understand what the child is developing. So there is so many benefits to an Earth Haven community and education and a child. We cannot even compare it to the schooling system. It's impossible. So we would like to set up Earth Haven communities with teachers from the system that come and join Earth Haven communities and start taking on this new paradigm shift. We would like for everyone to become a teacher in this world. We would like old people to become the masters, to become the libraries, that they share stories with practical stories. They give their experience and life skills to everyone, instead of us dumping them in some house to get old and die on their own, and their knowledge is lost, their experience and skills are lost, and the history is lost. And this is how history repeats itself, because these days old people are just sent away. They're not there to tell children, this is what I've lived through in my 70, 80 years. This is what I've seen in my lifetime. This is what you can learn from. So this is all part of the learning thing, the learning and education that we need to start. Look at a paradigm shift that goes to more community, and the community must be such a wide variety. The child will learn more than they will ever learn anywhere else in this world, with all the support structures, with all the people, with all the influences that is in a way that's based for all life. So that's the take on education with Earth Haven communities, and I encourage every parent that is looking for a different way in this world, a different way to educate and to live with their children, to investigate Earth Haven and to support Earth Haven, so that we can set up this ideal setup and start creating it. We're only now in the starting phases, and as much support as possible is needed. Thank you very much.